Back home now, and the new head of the state's infrastructure body says there's been a shambolic approach to major projects and he's the man to fix it. Nick Greiner has been officially appointed Chairman of Infrastructure New South Wales with a brief to depoliticise planning. The former Premier says the failure of projects such as the Cross City Tunnel shows a new approach is needed to encourage private investment. Mark Tobin reports.
Barry O'Farrell promised to be the infrastructure premier, but he's asked a former Liberal premier for help.
Look, the reality is there's been a complete breakdown of confidence in the governance of infrastructure in New South Wales.
Mr Greiner is heading up Infrastructure New South Wales and he'll identify and prioritise major projects.
He chairs it because he clearly has the corporate and business skills to do this job.
To fund infrastructure, the state government is hoping for more Commonwealth grants and it's prepared to go further into debt. Mr Greiner believes that to attract private investors, a new model is needed because the failure of the Cross City and Lane Cove tunnels may have scared them off.
In New South Wales, under the previous government, we went to a spectrum, one end of a spectrum where the private sector took 100% of the risk. Now, that makes you feel warm if you're in Treasury. It also means you end up with the sort of shambles that we've got.
Mr Greiner is hoping superannuation funds will invest in the state.
The large Canadian super funds are massive investors, including in Australia, in greenfield infrastructure projects. The Australian funds aren't. I don't think that's their fault. It's the fault of the way the projects have been packaged.
The opposition says there's a conflict of interest.
He has been the chair of a number of organisations that previously have had and have an ongoing interest in infrastructure in New South Wales.
Mr Greiner says there's no conflict because he hasn't sat on the boards of infrastructure companies for about 6 months. Tomorrow, MPs will gather for the opening of the 55th Parliament. They'll be sworn in and also hear from the Governor, but the real work starts on Wednesday with the introduction of legislation and the first question time. Mark Tobin, ABC News.